Hey guys, Matt LaRosiere here with Firearms Policy Coalition, bringing you another weekly update, just to make sure you have all of the latest information on everything affecting your right to keep and bear arms. First up this week, a Florida group is hungry for assault weapons. We've talked before about the group Ban Assault Weapons Now from my sunny home country of Florida. They call themselves a grassroots coalition of concerned Floridians. Well, prior to this week, BAWN was mostly blundering around the state, trying and failing to force feed us an assault weapon ban. Now, y'all might have heard us talk about that before. Basically, they were collecting signatures to amend our Constitution to ban assault weapons specifically. According to a recent announcement from there, however, they'll be supporting targeted communication for anti-gun candidates. Let's just hope they're as bad at that as their previous engagement. Up north in the Keystone State, Bloomberg's Everytown is committing at least $1 million to flip the state legislature. This shouldn't come as a surprise. They've been fighting in Pittsburgh, pushing unconstitutional municipal gun regulations, so I guess they're realizing that if they can't win in the courts, they should just buy the seats of the people who write the laws. This trend isn't really a change, and given Pennsylvania's status as a presidential battleground state, it's more likely now than ever that anti-gun candidates in contested districts will receive a wealth of new support. If you're wondering just how deep the Bloomberg war chest really is, the Everytown Victory Fund, that's their PAC, reported at least $19 million. Some news came from Connecticut this week, where the judge hearing Soto v. Bushmaster has issued an order chastising Remington for its response to the plaintiff's discovery demands. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with the story, the case revolves around a kind of absurd products liability claim being brought against Remington for the criminal acts of an individual. In her order, Judge Barbara Bellis said that Remington was under an obligation to act in good faith and provide certain documents within their knowledge, possession, or power. The problem with this request, of course, is that it's very broad. Remington can spend a small fortune attempting to gather and turn over the documents to the plaintiffs, the bulk of which may have had absolutely nothing to do with the claim that they brought. At this point, it almost feels a little vindictive, especially considering that there's no support for holding a manufacturer liable for the criminal misuse of one of their products, whether it be a Tommy gun or a rental truck. We have great news from Virginia, where a state judge has found that the state's new universal background check is unconstitutional as applied to individuals between the ages of 18 and 20. The new law effectively created an absolute ban on the ability of these young people to acquire a handgun. Now, under Virginia law, they could, but because FFLs are prohibited from transferring handguns to people under 21 because of another unconstitutional garbage federal law, they were unable to give these young people a handgun, which, again, the only way that they were allowed to under the new state law is to go through these dealers. Kind of a mess, but we'll take any victories we can get. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to know more, check out fpcnews.org, where you can find this week's edition and information on our legal and legislative efforts. If you think this content would be important to anyone you know, help us spread the word and tag them in the comments. Also, be sure to check out fpcgear.com, where you can get all kinds of Pro 2A gear like this shirt and help us keep in the fight in the process. As always, keep your eyes on Firearms Policy Coalition, where we're keeping up the fight for all of your rights all the time. I've been Matt LaRosiere, and I'll see you real soon.